Hello and welcome to Newsweek South Asia, your one-stop destination for in-depth analysis of security challenges, regional conflicts, and the evolving threat of terrorism. Let's take a look at the headlines first. Suicide bombings reveal Pakistan's growing security crisis and political instability. Pakistan's brutal crackdown on Sindhi students sparks outrage. And Bangladesh's student movement transforms into political force amid growing uncertainty. Pakistan is facing an alarming surge in violence with devastating suicide bombings exposing the country's growing security crisis and political instability. Recent attacks in Bannu and at the Islamic Seminary underscore the escalating threat, one that Pakistan itself has fostered through years of harboring militant groups and failing to address extremism effectively. The country's troubled political landscape, marked by weak governance and fractured leadership, has only compounded the issue. Take a look. Pakistan, once hopeful for peace, now finds itself at the mercy of escalating violence and a fractured political system. The latest in a series of attacks, 2 suicide bombings in Bannu district on March 4th, claimed the lives of at least 11 people, further deepening fears over the country's rapidly deteriorating security landscape. The explosion, which tore through a security installation in northwestern Pakistan, also left over 20 injured, many of whom were minors. The injured were quickly rushed to hospitals in Bannu, their futures uncertain. Local authorities suspect that the blast was triggered by vehicles laden with explosives, underscoring the escalating threat posed by militant groups. Reports indicate that a faction linked to the Pakistani Taliban has claimed responsibility for the attack and said that dozens of Pakistani security personnel also died in the attack. With a growing number of attacks targeting police and military forces near the Afghan border, Pakistan faces an unrelenting wave of violence that raises alarming questions about the future.
यहाँ पे टिल 9 हमें 5 डेड बॉडीज मिली हैं और साथ जो है ना 12 इंजर्ड आए हुए हैं. इंजर्ड माइनर है, उनमें जो है ना जान का खतरा नहीं है, पर मजीद जख्मी आ रहे हैं.
This attack comes just days after a suicide bomber targeted an Islamic seminary in northwestern Pakistan, killing several worshippers and sending shockwaves across the nation. The seminary, Darul Uloom Haqqaniya, has long been known as a historic training ground for the Afghan Taliban. Among those killed in the attack was Maulana Hamid ul Haq, the head of the religious school and the son of Maulana Sami ul Haq, considered the father of the Taliban. Despite the widespread outrage, no group has claimed responsibility for the attack.
मौलाना हमीद उल हक से अपनी नमाज अदा की, उसके बाद तसल्ली शे मामूल के मुताबिक नमाज के बाद दुआ की, और जिस तरह दुआ हो गई मतलब तो मौलाना साहब जुम्मत से निकल आए थे. तो ये जो जिसने ये जो खुदकुश था, उस टाइम तो अंदाज़ा नहीं लगता कि मतलब ये खुदकुश है या कौन है. ये मौलाना साहब के पीछे ही उठ गए और सीधे मौलाना के पास, हमीद उल हक के पास बिल्कुल नज़दीक खड़ा हो गया और इस तरह उस पर आवाज़ हो गया, मतलब खुदकुश. फिर तकरीबन 8 बंदे शहीद उसी टाइम हो गए.
Reports confirm that the attacker, wearing an explosive-laden suicide vest, approached Haq as he was leaving a mosque on the premises of Darul Uloom Haqqaniya.
मैं यहाँ पड़ोस पे रहता हूँ, ये मेरा मादर इल्मी है. जब जोरदार धमाका हुआ तो हम पहुँच के, हम यहाँ करीब ही थे. जब पहुँचे तो यहाँ लाशें पड़ी हुई थी, मौलाना साहब दरवाजे में पड़े हुए थे. तो इनको जल्दी जल्दी हमने रेस्क्यू किया और गाड़ी में, जो अपनी गाड़ी थी, हमने कहा 11 जब तक पहुँचती है तो उस तक हम इनको ट्रीटमेंट के लिए और अस्पताल के लिए जल्दी पहुँचा दें.
As Pakistan grapples with its escalating violence, the deeper issues of political instability and governance continue to cast a dark shadow over the country's future. These bombings in both Banu and the seminary underscore a troubling trend in Pakistan's security situation. In the past year, the country has witnessed a dramatic surge in attacks, particularly in regions closer to the Afghan border. This uptick in violence is fueled by rising extremist ideologies and a lack of effective governance. As political leaders fail to deliver on promises of security and stability, Pakistan's future appears more uncertain than ever. Pakistan's repression of dissenting voices has once again been exposed as its security forces unleashed a brutal crackdown on students in Sindh. Police baton-charged and lobbed tear gas at students of Sindh University in Jamshoro, who were protesting against the construction of water channels that would divert the Indus River water to irrigate millions of acres in Punjab. The attack on unarmed students has ignited widespread condemnation, raising serious concerns about human rights violations and Pakistan's continued exploitation of Sindh's resources. We have a report.
In yet another display of Pakistan's authoritarian suppression of marginalized communities, Sindhi students were met with severe police brutality while exercising their democratic right to protest. The students, affiliated with Jai Sindh Student Federation and Jai Sindh Qaumi Mahas factions, were peacefully demonstrating against the forced construction of canals designed to divert Sindh's lifeline, the Indus River, to Punjab. The police responded with unprovoked violence, injuring many and arresting at least 10 students.
असांजी पुलिस ॿ दफ़ा रस्ता रोकी कई आहे, बल्कि ही शागिर्दनि जो हिकिड़ो पुरअमन धरणो आहे जेको हिननि एक्स्ट्रा जेके केनाल्स हया आहिनि उन्हनि जे ख़िलाफ़ आहे। असां पंहिंजे सिंध जे पाणीअ ते पंहिंजो धाड़ो न हणण ॾींदासीं। असांजे शागिर्दनि खे ज़ख़्मी करे कुझु खंभे विया आहिनि, कुझु खे ज़ख़्मी हालत में हिते ई छॾे विया आहिनि। इहा किथां जो इंसाफ़ आहे? असां हिकिड़ो पुरअमन शागिर्द आहियूं, असां मेहरान ऐं सिंध यूनिवर्सिटी जा शागिर्द आहियूं, जेको सिंपल असांजो मुतालबो इहो आहे त असांजो पाणीअ ते धाड़ो न हयो वञे। असांजी 12 खां 18 मिलियन एकड़ ज़मीन बंजर पई आहे। हिननि जो इहो केनाल सिस्टम सिंध खे वधीक बदहाली, बुखाली ऐं पाणीअ जी खोट ॾांहुं धिके पियो। असां हिन शइ खे कॾहिं बि कंहिं बि सूरत हाल में मंज़ूर न कंदासीं। जे उन सबबु हे असांजे शागिर्दनि खे ज़ख़्मी कंदा त हे सिचुएशन अञा वधीक ख़राब पिया कनि पंहिंजे हथनि सां।
According to reports, security forces used indiscriminate baton charges, tear gas and even live rounds to disperse the students, exposing Pakistan's blatant disregard for human rights and democratic freedoms. The Jai Sindh Freedom Movement condemned the state's violent repression, calling it an attempt to crush Sindhi identity and resistance.
आज मैं इंतहाई दुख और गम और गुस्से के साथ ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि सिंध यूनिवर्सिटी के मासूम तलबा पर जो रियासती जबर, शेलिंग, लाठीचार्ज, गोलियां चलाने और वेश्याना तशद्दुद के वाक़यात सामने आए हैं, हम इनकी सख्त तरीन अल्फाज में मजम्मत करते हैं। ये तलबा कोई गैर कानूनी मुतालबा नहीं कर रहे थे। ये सिंध की बका, सिंध के पानी, सिंध के मुस्तकबिल के लिए खड़े हुए थे। सिंध के दरिया पर जबरन केनाल बनाने के खिलाफ पुरअमन एहतजाज करना इनका आईनी और कानूनी और जमहूरी हक था, लेकिन रियासती इदारों ने एक बार फिर जुल्म और जबर का हथियार इस्तेमाल करते हुए इनकी आवाज़ को दबाने की नाकाम कोशिश की।
The construction of canals on the Indus River has been a long-standing issue, with Sindhi nationalist organization accusing the Pakistani state of depriving Sindh of its rightful share of water. The diversion of Indus water has led to worsening droughts, agriculture collapse and forced displacement in Sindh, while Punjab continues to benefit at the expense of the province's ecological and economical survival. Activists argue that the Pakistan policy towards Sindh are part of a broader colonial-style exploitation where the province's land, rivers and natural resources are systematically plundered while its people are subjected to state violence and political marginalization. The JSFM and other nationalist groups have now called on international human rights organizations, including the United Nations, Amnesty International, and the Human Rights Watch, to take immediate action against Pakistan's atrocities in Sindh. They demand the immediate release of arrested students and an end to police violence.
हम आलमी इदारों से अपील करते हैं, यूनाइटेड नेशन, एमनेस्टी इंटरनेशनल, ह्यूमन राइट्स वॉच और दीगर आलमी इंसानी हुकूक की तंजीमों से मुतालबा करता हूं कि वो पाकिस्तानी रियासत के इन जालिमाना कार्रवाइयों का नोटिस ले और इंसानी हुकूक के संगीन खिलाफ वर्जियों में मुलविस पाकिस्तानी सती इदारों के खिलाफ कार्रवाई करें। GSN फ्रीडम मूवमेंट ये वाज़े करती है कि सिंध के तलबा की जदोजहद हमारी कौमी तहरीक का एक मजबूत और अहम हिस्सा है।
Despite Pakistan's heavy-handed repression, Sindhi students and activists have vowed to continue their struggle against the state exploitation. The people of Sindh refuse to be silenced, and their resistance against Islamabad authoritarianism is growing stronger.
In yet another alarming revelation of Pakistan's continued involvement in terror activities, security forces in India have foiled two major terrorist plots linked to Islamabad's intelligence agency, the ISI. The recent arrest of a 19-year-old suspected terrorist, Abdul Rahman, who allegedly planned an attack on the Ram Temple in India's Ayodhya city, underscores the growing security threats emanating from across the border. This comes just days after another Pakistan-backed terrorist linked to Babbar Khalsa International was arrested for conspiring to target the Mahakumbh in India's Uttar Pradesh state.
In a disturbing revelation, Indian security forces apprehended a suspected terrorist plotting to detonate 2 hand grenades at the Ram Temple in India's Ayodhya city. The accused, 19-year-old Abdul Rahman from Faizabad, was reportedly trained and guided by Pakistan's inter-services intelligence. Rahman conducted multiple reconnaissance missions around the temple, relaying crucial information to his handlers in Pakistan. Authorities thwarted the plot just in time, recovering 2 grenades from an abandoned house near Faridabad, preventing what could have been a catastrophic attack on one of India's holiest pilgrimage site.
अगर वो मुजरिम है तो सबसे पहले हम अपने देश के लिए हैं कि भाई कोई भी गुनहगार हो उसको सजा मिलनी चाहिए, लेकिन इसकी पूरी तहकीकात करनी हो चाहिए, यानी इंक्वायरी पूरी होनी चाहिए कि उसको बच्चे को कहीं फंसाया तो नहीं गया है बुला के दिल्ली में, कि भाई वो हो सकता है भाई उसको बुलाया गया हो बहला फुसला के कि अपने माँ बाप को भी ये चीज़ मत बताना कि वो जान आने नहीं देंगे। तो उसको वो हमने बहुत पूछा, 1-2 बार मैंने बहुत रोका कि भाई बेटा मत जा, ईद का समय है, खर्चा है, कपड़ा लत्ता सबके लिए लेना है, जाना नहीं है। तो बोला खाली अब्बू 2 दिन के लिए हम जा रहे हैं, 2 दिन में हम वापस आ जाएंगे।
In a parallel development, another ISI-linked terrorist, Lajar Masih, an operative of Babbar Khalsa International, was arrested in Punjab. Masih was actively conspiring to execute a terror attack during the Mahakumbh, one of the world's largest religious gatherings in Prayagraj. Investigation revealed that he had been receiving arms and explosives via drones from Pakistan, highlighting ISI's increasing reliance on aerial technology to smuggle weapons into India. Security agencies successfully intercepted and neutralized the threat before it could materialize into mass bloodshed.
एक महत्वपूर्ण सफलता उत्तर प्रदेश के ATS को बीती रात मिली है और ये कार्रवाई उत्तर प्रदेश पुलिस की STF तथा पंजाब पुलिस के द्वारा जॉइंट ऑपरेशन में की गई है। इस ऑपरेशन के तहत दिनांक 6/3/25 को बब्बर खालसा इंटरनेशनल एवं ISI के मॉड्यूल का सक्रिय आतंकवादी लजर मसीह पुत्र कुलविंदर को कौशाम्बी से गिरफ्तार किया गया है। अभियुक्त का पूरा नाम लजर मसीह पुत्र कुलविंदर, निवासी ग्राम कुरलिया, थाना रामदास, अमृतसर, पंजाब है।
these recent arrests are just the latest chapter in Pakistan's long history of state-sponsored terrorism against India. From 2008 Mumbai attacks by Lashkar-e-Taiba to the 2016 Uri attack and the 2019 Pulwama suicide bombing, Islamabad-backed terror groups continue to pose a grave security challenge. Despite overwhelming evidence, Pakistan has constantly denied involvement along terrorist organizations such as Jaish-e-Mohammed and Lashkar-e-Taiba to operate with impunity.
Despite Pakistan having a long history of supporting terrorism, international efforts have failed to control and curb Pakistan's support for terrorism, primarily because Pakistan enjoys the full-fledged support of China. And since China is one of the permanent 5 members of the United Nations, any move to check Pakistan's support to terrorism always falls flat because China doesn't allow any resolution to be passed which even remotely condemns Pakistan. Hence, Pakistan continues with impunity to support global terror networks.
India has repeatedly called on international community to take stringent action against Pakistan's persistent support for terrorism. Organizations like the United Nations and Financial Action Task Force have been urged to impose stricter measures against Islamabad for harboring and financing extremist groups. Pakistan's coordinated failure to crack down on terrorism threatens not only the regional stability but also global security.
Pakistan's continued support to terror networks not only threatens India's security, but also in a very big way threatens regional and global security. The way dreaded terrorists who have operated the world over have been found taking sanctuary in Pakistan itself is a stark reminder of how Pakistan is using terrorism as an instrument of its state policy. Hence, it is very important that globally more and more pressure is exerted on Pakistan so that Pakistan stops its support to the global terror networks.
India has strengthened its counter-terrorism operation with a zero-tolerance policy toward terrorism. The swift action by security forces in neutralizing threats in Ayodhya and Prayagraj underscore the nation's commitment of safeguarding its citizens and religious sites. With heightened vigilance and proactive counter-terrorism measures, India remains steadfast in dismantling terror networks operating within its border.
As Bangladesh grapples with mounting political uncertainty, a new chapter in its history is unfolding. The student-led movement, which played a crucial role in ousting former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, has now transformed into a political force with the launch of the National Citizens Party. With elections expected later this year, the country finds itself at a crossroads. Amid the political turbulence, the party's rise has further complicated an already unstable situation. A report.
Bangladeshi students who played a pivotal role in protest that ousted Sheikh Hasina as Prime Minister last year have now formed a political party aimed at contesting elections expected later this year. The newly launched Jatiya Nagorik Party or National Citizens Party ushers in a new era for the country, which has faced ongoing political instability since its separation from Pakistan in 1971. As the country grapples with a precarious political landscape, the students' movement has found its way into mainstream politics, signaling a shift that could further complicate the already volatile environment.
বিগত ফ্যাসিস্ট সরকারের সময় মানে তারা যে ফ্যাসিজমগুলো ছড়াইছে দেশের ভিতর যে মানে অনৈতিকতা তার মধ্যে মানে সন্ত্রাস এগুলো কায়েম করছে, এগুলো থেকে বেরিয়ে আসার জন্য মানুষের অধিকার মানুষকে বুঝিয়ে দেওয়ার জন্য আজকে আমাদের যেই ছাত্রদের যে একটি নতুন দল জাতীয় নাগরিক পার্টি, তো এইখানে আমরা যোগ দেওয়ার জন্য আসছি এবং আমাদের ফিউচার প্ল্যান হচ্ছে এই দেশকে এগিয়ে নিয়ে যাওয়া এবং এই দেশকে বিশ্বের মানচিত্রে একটি সমৃদ্ধশালী দেশ এবং একটি উন্নত রাষ্ট্র হিসেবে যেন আমরা গড়ে তুলতে পারি, এই লক্ষ্যেই আমাদের এইখানে আসা।
The formation of the National Citizens Party marks a significant step for the Students Against Discrimination group, which has become laying the groundwork for a new political entity since the fall of Sheikh Hasina's government. The students' agenda now seems to transcend their original goals as they aim to challenge the establishment in upcoming elections and alter the country's political trajectory. The launch of the National Citizens Party has sparked a large turnout in the streets of Dhaka, where thousands of supporters gathered, waving the national flag and proudly displaying the red and green colors of Bangladesh. As the country watches closely, it remains to be seen what impact this new party will have on the future of the nation. With the interim government led by Nobel laureate Muhammad Yunus in a state of uncertainty, the party's rise further deepens the country's political dilemma.
যে বিভাজনের রাজনীতি তৈরি করে বাংলাদেশের জনগণকে দুর্বল করে রেখে রাষ্ট্রকে দুর্বল করে রাখার যে ষড়যন্ত্র তৈরি হয়েছিল, সেই ষড়যন্ত্র আমরা জুলাই গণ অভ্যুত্থানে সকলের ঐক্যের মাধ্যমে ভেঙে দিয়েছি। বাংলাদেশে ভারতপন্থী পাকিস্তানপন্থী কোনো রাজনৈতিক ঠাঁই হবে না। আমরা বাংলাদেশকে সামনে রেখে বাংলাদেশের জনগণের স্বার্থকে সামনে রেখে সকলে ঐক্যবদ্ধভাবে রাজনীতি এবং রাষ্ট্র বিনির্মাণ করব। আমরা কি সবাই প্রতিজ্ঞা করছি আমরা সেকেন্ড রিপাবলিক করব? এই ইনকিলাব ইনকিলাব।
Amid all this political upheaval, Bangladesh is witnessing instability that is also drawing attention from its military. Recently, the country's Army Chief General Waqar-uz-Zaman warned about the country's political road, cautioning that the rise of divisive Islamist forces could jeopardize the nation's future. The government, now led by Yunus, faces increasing pressure to stabilize the country, while opposition parties, including the Bangladesh Nationalist Party, find themselves uncertain on how to navigate the growing challenges. As the National Citizens Party aims to capitalize on this instability, questions loom over the future of Bangladesh's fragile democracy.
And with that, we come to the end of this edition of Newsweek South Asia. We'll be back next week with more news, views, and analysis from the subcontinent. Meanwhile, do keep writing to us at nwsa@anin.com. This is Shivangi Mishra signing off on behalf of the entire production team of Newsweek South Asia. Goodbye and take care.